All right. Thank you very much, Alex. Thanks for the invitation. Thanks for the opportunity to talk to you. It's my pleasure to present my company called VR Direct to you. As you can tell, it's a no-code virtual reality solution for enterprises. So we really want to enable enterprises to get started with what will eventually become the metaverse. And we have heard a lot of great solutions already today. The idea of our platform is really to enable enterprises to create content themselves. So our hypothesis is that in the long run, many enterprises will have a lot of use cases and they won't be able to commission an agency to create this kind of content. So they're looking for a solution that they can integrate with their standard operations and can handle with their internal teams. So in a nutshell, what's our solution doing? It's very easy, basic. The use case is very simple. It's a very easy tool to create interactive 360 content. The best way to think about it is a PowerPoint for VR. And then the second thing is it's a very easy way to publish this content, meaning to share this content with basically anyone around the globe in real time. We'll look into that with more detail. Again, the key USP of our platform is it's super easy to use for basically anyone without any prior knowledge. So if you take a step back and think about what the metaverse market, aside from us here in this call, but the big players in the market, what the market looks like, and you'll find that market is very fragmented at this point in time and highly incompatible. So you have ecosystem that's operated by Meta, you have an ecosystem that's operated by Sony, ByteDance, with Foxconn has its own VR headset manufacturer. Valve just announced that they're going to build their own headset. So the reality for most enterprises who want to use the metaverse is it's very tricky at this point in time, because for a large enterprise, it's very difficult to place the right bet on which ecosystem to support. And to our experience, that's a big roadblock right now when it comes to large scale rollouts within enterprises. And that's exactly the tricky situation and the problem that we are looking to solve. So being more precise, enterprises have understood what they can do in terms of metaverse projects, in our case, primarily virtual reality projects, but they need to find a way of creating and sharing their ideas in an easy and internal way. So what does our platform look like? Basically, our platform consists of three building blocks. The one is a very easy creation tool. Again, the best way to think about it is like PowerPoint. So it's a software that anyone can install on PC or Mac. It's also available as a web-based version. And it's very intuitive. So even if someone doesn't have any prior experience of working with that kind of content, you will still be able to create content very easily. Once created, you would upload the content in our cloud environment. So we operate a cloud CMS that is very performant. It's basically a real-time cloud CMS. And from that cloud CMS, you're able to share the exact same project across a number of ecosystems. Right now, we're supporting distribution of content to browser, to iOS and Android devices, also the Meta, Pico, and HTC ecosystem. Of course, we will look into supporting other ecosystems like Apple, Microsoft, and HP and Sony when they become relevant for enterprise customers. So we focus mostly on large-scale enterprises. So these are all customers of ours and use our platform as their standard VR solution across the organization. What we typically do is we operate the entire workflow. So you can see here this little app icon. That is the internal VR apps within these organizations. That is a white label version of our distribution app. So the way it works is at Siemens or Nestle, Porsche, we went through all of the IT security checks with our platform. We're now have an internal rate card with all of these enterprises. So now if you want to create a VR project internally, at all of these organizations, you're asked to do that with our platform, and only unless it cannot be delivered on our platform, you can use some other provider. And the individual departments will then obtain an individual license from us. So it's really meant to be a global solution for a large-scale enterprise rollout. We have customers all across any industry. So if you're interested in any kind of specific industry, I'm happy to share more insights in another conversation. The use cases on our platform are on a wide range. So we see a lot of use cases in HR related areas, everything from employer branding to onboarding to training to safety trainings. So that seems to be a very prominent use case. We also see a big use case in what we call infotainment. That is like transferring information, like enhanced virtual tours, what I would call it. So virtual tour with additional information. We also see a lot of attraction in sales, marketing, and event-related use cases, as we've already heard also with previous speakers. What we also do is we build entire custom white label solutions. So we've done so for Deutsche Telekom. Deutsche Telekom has its own virtual reality offer, which is called Telekom VR Tour. It's only available in Germany. As you know, Deutsche Telekom is focusing on the German-speaking market. It's a very lightweight, web-based product offer that is tailored towards SME customers. It's a very low price point in this case, which is meant to be an upselling offer for Deutsche Telekom to its SME customer base. We can build entire products for strategic partners in the look and feel and in the design of our partner, and can integrate with all of our partner CRM systems. So coming back to the advantages of using our platform, again, it's super simple. You can basically create and share VR projects in minutes. So no prior skills necessary, no training necessary, or let's say very, very little training efforts needed. It has a high level of compatibility. Of course, in our industry, it's not possible to support like any VR headset that is out there. Therefore, it's too many and too incompatible. But we support like the customers, the relevant ones. And also, it's you can exchange and collaborate very easily within your organization. So you can create content together with your colleagues or with any other partner. In case we have any enterprises here, we obviously understand the situation of enterprises quite well. We have quite an extensive experience of working with enterprises. So the typical roadmap that we go with enterprises is to have a joint workshop to identify VR use cases. We totally understand that at a lot of enterprises, there's a need for the first showcase projects to really be compelling. So we support them in terms of production and advisory on consulting. And then we typically find the right setup for an enterprise scale rollout of the VR software. And that's it. You find my contact details here. Thanks again for your attention and hope to have some conversations after this. Thank you.
Thank you, Rolf. I have one question because that I have a lot of experience that kind of the no-code platform, especially that my recent experience is digital twin, no code platform. And I have a lot of the experience, not just using the no code. I have a lot of experience, for example, using the Microsoft Azure, digital twin framework. So I
Yes.
have my own coding using that. But even with my experience, I had a lot of difficulty using. They claim that no code. But actually, it's
Yeah.
not no code means that I can use the pre-existing a platform and then Windows and put it like a CAD type, but
Yeah.
still require a lot of the work. So how about yours?
Yes, I mean that's a very fair point, and there are a lot of solutions out there that claim to be like a no-code beginner platform, but typically they are not necessarily beginner, but rather professionals. We put a very big focus on keeping the platform and the usability of the platform really easy. So that's in the core of what we do. That means you have to have compromises in terms of the range of features and the set of parameters that you can offer to customers. But we do a lot of focus groups and do a lot of feedback circles with our customers to ensure that it can really be used by anyone.
Mm-hmm. So, and do your platform actually also connect to any specific XR device, like VR device, like Oculus?
Our platform is tailored to VR devices.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't support a device like a HoloLens or something. And within the space of VR devices, we support the Meta Quest 2, the Pico Neo 3,
Mm-hmm.
and the HTC Vive ecosystem. So these are the VR headsets that we support with a native app. I think that's very important. Of course, if you're just using a browser environment, you can claim to support many more VR headsets. But frankly, if you're an enterprise and you want to have a training course that is like 4 or 5 gigabyte in size, you don't want to do this in a browser environment. So it's very important to have native apps for these ecosystems, because only that's the way to ensure an optimal user experience.
Fantastic. I think that the industry really like your platform. I bet.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you. So if you have any question, then you can leave a question in the chat and then